Welcome back, YouTube. Alright, so we are currently working on the Power Wagon. I've got the axles out from under that old frame. I got all the leaf spring pins pulled, shackles off, leaf springs of the front off. I was able to save some parts. I think I may have wrangled up enough pins, good pins and stuff. There's one shackle that is wallered pretty bad. We might have to bore that and make a little thicker wall bushing for it in order to fix it up, but I'd rather machine it and make a little thicker bushing than buy another one, because they're 75 bucks a piece. And hey, if I can save 75 bucks and put it in it elsewhere, that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I saved all 4 front U-bolts because they don't make that style of U-bolt no more, so you got to go over to a different style, and I don't really want to do that if I don't have to. I'm going to have to on the rear axle because I don't have the U-bolts for it, but we can save the ones on the front. I mean, that saves me over $100 just in buying U-bolts, so that's a good thing. Right now we're currently in my truck. We're headed over to my work. My parts washer is over there. I used to have it at my house, but I moved it over there because we use it a little more there and than I did here. And it's a hot water, high pressure power washer or parts washer, and it costs a good fair amount of money to keep it warm, upwards of $120 a month. And if I only used it every so often, it wasn't worth it to me. But we use it all the time at work, so it's worth it over there. Yeah, we're running over to work. We're going to wash these parts up and see what we actually got, because they're filthy. And I will bring you back once we get there. All right, we're at my place of work. Here's the parts that we're going to wash. A bunch of pins and shackles and parts for the leaf springs. They're really filthy. There's some kind of heavy coating on them. I'm assuming they undercoated the truck or something. This is the Torrent parts washer. It's filthy right now, but this is mine. Like I said, I brought it in here just to use it here. We use it quite frequently. And it's expensive to run, so I might as well bring it to a place that is going to use it. Yeah, I'm going to set all these parts in there. At least some of them at a time here. And we're going to give them a bath. I'm not sure how clean they're going to come because they are covered in crap, but this thing does pretty good. I'll bring you back as soon as I get them cleaned up, and we will see what we got. All right, bring them right back. All right, YouTube, we got them all cleaned up. I got the shackles sandblasted. I got the pins grease off of them. I still got to wire wheel them. I'm not going to put those in the blaster. We got to inspect the pins, see how bad they are. They don't have to be perfect. As long as they're pretty close, we're going to run them. Here's the blasted shackles. Now, one of these shackles is fairly egg-shaped. So that one right there, you can see that hole. We're going to have to bore that hole out bigger and make a bigger bushing to put in that. And this one's actually really good shape. Amazingly, it's still nice and round. So yeah, we got them cleaned up. Now we're going to load them back in my truck, run back to the house, and probably get those pins wire wheeled up so we can inspect them and see what they're looking like. All right, I'll bring you back when we get to the house. All right, we got the frame all stripped down, got the good parts off of it. There's still some left, but it's not anything I need right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, so here's the frame. Pretty much all stripped down of all the good parts, pieces. I gotta get that running board and fender off there. There's the axles. I'm gonna go ahead and move all this stuff out because I don't need it right now. I just wanted to get it stripped before everything got covered nice in snow and stuff. And as I need stuff, if I need parts off the front axle, I can go down and grab it with the tractor, bring it up here, and take the pieces off that we need. So now I'm going to grab the tractor, get these axles out of here. We'll get the frame down on the ground and we'll drag it out of here, take it down over the hill. I got a whole pile of parts, bumper pieces, the frame extensions for the bumper. They got some weld on them and some cuts. I'll have to fix those. The gas tank straps and stuff were decent. Parking brake band parts, another brake pedal, some stub shafts and things, fender mounts. The master cylinder actually still moved, so I'm pretty sure it's rebuildable. Even the piston in it is still got a pliable, the rubber is still kind of pliable. I'll have to get a bore hone and hone the inside of the master cylinder, blast the inside of it, but I mean, it's, all in all, it's not bad. This truck was sitting for like 40 years. I got the other driver's side heat shield that goes on the frame. We got the rubber boot for the master cylinder, still good and pliable. Upper shock mounts, we got some of those. We was able to salvage the 4 front U-bolts. The shocks are junk, obviously. We've got the 2 front bump stops, which are expensive. The 2 rear bump stops, which are right there, those are expensive. A lot of expensive parts. Like I said, I gave $500 for this chassis. Sold the rear diff out of it for $200. So I got $300 in it, and I've already saved me about $1,000 so far on parts for the truck that I'm putting together. So yeah, good savings. Plus I still got a bunch more parts. And when we get the Power Wagon done, like I said, we'll look at selling some of those parts off. Fairly reasonable to people that need them for their trucks. I'm not going to sell them to somebody that needs them to resell them, because I find that price gouging and ripping people off is keeping some of this kind of stuff from getting back on the road, no matter what brand it is or what truck or car or whatever it is. People have these parts laying around they paid nothing 4 years ago, and they're trying to rip people off and get a freaking crazy price out of them. And all it does is perturb people from putting these old, unique vehicles back on the road, and I just don't agree with that. So I'm going to get the tractor fired up, and we'll get all this stuff out of my way, get the floor swept up. Then I can move the side-by-side over here into this bay, move the old wheelies out for now, get my other frame, the frame we're using, tucked back in here, and we can get ready to go into painting with that. As soon as I get that stuff all moved around, I'll bring you back and show you what we're into. Sooner or later, I'm going to start videoing me actually working. I'm just trying to get some of this crap that's boring out of the way, so that way we can start on the interesting stuff and actually start going back the other way with the Power Wagon. So I'll bring you back. All right, YouTube, we've got the frame painted. Got 2 heavy coats of black paint on it. I'm missing the cab mount and the body mount that goes on this side of the frame. I've got them. I just got to get them blasted so I can paint them. They're off there because that's the section of frame we had to repair. The whole bottom of that, the inside, the inner frame, all that stuff had to be repaired, if you remember doing that. Yeah, frame's painted. So now we got to start looking at components. They're going to need blasted, cleaned up to go onto the frame. I got a pile of stuff here that needs done. Got rear bump stops, the bump stop spacers, the U-bolts, the spring U-bolt pads, master cylinder, front bump stops, shock mounts. These are inner frame stiffeners that go inside the frame above the rear bump stops. Some U-joint straps, heat shield. Those are just some of the things, name a few. I think we're going to go grab my other, I've got another brake pedal assembly. This one came out of the parts truck. I've got another brake pedal assembly up in the mezzanine. I'm going to grab it down, see which one's better of the two. We'll disassemble that so we can get that blasted and painted, because that bolts inside the frame as well. My passenger side inner heat shield. I know I'm going to have to probably order some new pieces, but I'm going to get running board mounts, all that stuff. I've got a couple that are usable maybe. Yeah, so we're trying to get a bunch of components cleaned up, blasted, fuel tank straps, all that stuff. I've got to get this spare tire bracket blasted so we can do the extension and the repair on that. I'm just trying to get stuff blasted next that needs to be painted so it can get bolted onto the chassis. So we've got a bunch of components upstairs to this thing. I'm going to go up there and rob some of them components. Maybe this brake pedal assembly will I'll go get the other one. We'll get them on the welding bench and we'll see which one's better, determine that, and then we'll tear it apart so we can take it to blasting and painting. Let me go up top, grab some parts, and I will bring you right back. All right, we got our brake pedal assemblies here. So this one is the one that came off the truck that we were restoring. This one came off the parts truck. So we need to determine which parts and pieces we're going to use. The one off the parts truck, the push rod for the master cylinder is bent. This one is straight. It's pretty rusty, but I think once we blast it, it should be fine. That's got some slop side to side. That one does not, but it's rusted solid, so I'm sure once it's cleaned up, it'll be the same way. We got to get it apart. So we'll have to, oh, I see, it's got tapered pins in it. Or a pin in it, holding it in there. So we're going to have to determine exactly what we're doing there, but we need to get them both apart, inspect the pieces, and figure out what we're keeping, what we're not keeping. So let me get a punch and a hammer, and I will bring you guys back as soon as I get some tools together. All right, so I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a little pin right there. It's holding this cross pin and holding the brake pedal onto the unit there. I don't know if we'll be able to get you guys up there to see kind of what I'm doing. It's not going to work too awful well, but essentially I'm just going to beat on this pin to see if it'll even move. It might not. Oh yeah, it's moving. All right, good deal. Let me grab a longer straight punch here. Just using a roll pin punch, even though it's not a roll pin, but it's knocking out of there fairly easy. Don't want to lose that. There. There's our little pin. Glad I chose to go that way with it. Really glad I chose to go that way. Because that was the other side. It's all, if I could focus on it, it's all messed up. I don't know how well you can see that, but okay. So now we got to get the big cross pin out. Hopefully it'll move. Let's give it a smack real quick. It's in there pretty good. Let's try to go the other way. We're going to have to get a punch though. We're going to have to get a punch to get it to go the other way probably. All right, let me, I'll bring you right back. All right, we got the pins out of both of them. So I don't think it matters which pedal we use. We're going to use the original housing off the original Power Wagon chassis. We still got to get that stop bolt out of there. And then we'll have to clean it, blast it, paint it, whatever. This is the original pedal, and the bushing's gone obviously, but it looks like it's still kind of round. We gotta get that bushing out so we can tell. And this one's about the same, so I don't think it matters. But what we are gonna do is get this rod off, get that rod off, and see which one of these holes are tighter. But it looks like somebody's already screwed this one up because there's a bolt in it instead of an actual pin. So let's take this apart. It shouldn't be too hard to do. We just got to pull out this. Let's go grab a pair of pliers and we'll get that pulled out. And move on from there. Yeah, a pair of needle nose will work, or long chain pliers, whatever you want to call them. And then we'll get this cotter pin out of there. Don't look too bad. It's going to have a little slop in it, I'm sure. Get that off of there. All right, let's get the bushing out. Let's knock the bushing out of this, and then we'll try to get that grub bolt out of that, and then I think we'll be okay. So I'll bring you right back. All right, we got the pedal assemblies all tore apart. Like I said, I got the adjuster rod all loosened up, so now we can get it blasted. We got that brake pedal stop screw out. We got the pedal kind of bore kind of cleaned up there a little bit, so now we can take these and get them blasted. And we will have to make a new pin because both of our pins are junk. You can see the wear in them there. They're both worn about the same with the machine of bushing for here. And yeah, so that would complete our brake pedal assembly. So now we can take that stuff all with the other stuff, get it cleaned up and blasted. So for now, I'm going to end this part of the video of getting stuff cleaned up. I will bring you back once we get it all cleaned up and get it ready. And hopefully we can start bolting some things back on to this 1947 Power Wagon frame. So please like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff if you would. It's greatly appreciated. It really helps the channel out. I'm hopefully going to be posting more consistent content. Like I said, our summers are kind of hectic with working 60 hours a week and juggling the kids and doing all that stuff. So camping and, you know, family events, things like that. But I'm gonna get back onto this. This is gonna be a good winter project. We hope by the end of the winter that the whole chassis is back together, the engine's overhauled, put in, transmission, transfer case all resealed, and the drive line back in. So in the springtime we can start doing the body work, get it painted, and by the end of next summer have a running and driving 1947 Power Wagon. The engine's here. We got to get it cleaned up so we can get it put back together and painted. I got the gasket set for it already up there. I'm also hopefully going to take all my badges, my Power Wagon emblems, my Dodge emblem that goes on the front nose, take all that stuff up to Grafton, Ohio, and see about getting those re-chromed so they stand out really well. I'm going to have the guys at work paint the body. We're going to do all the body work and all the repairs, and we're going to take all that stuff to work and get them to paint it for me. So without further ado, we'll catch you guys on the next one.